How are you doing out there in sunny land? Oh my goodness. How are you, Boo?
I'm not well.
Obviously.
After the photographs you just showed me, I
my
started
thirst
to
trap
sweat.
Thursdays. I just showed
Wait,
Meredith
is that
my
from your date under the bridge?
Yeah,
Is that
my
what you're
thirst
showing her?
trap. I just showed Meredith, and she now is foot shaming me.
I did not foot shame you. I said, Davey, why would you try to open the show by showing me
I got her good, you guys.
photographs of your pedicured feet
OnlyFans.
in a boa?
It's so beautiful. Well,
No.
OnlyFans.
I got a pedicure yesterday.
Now
and
show
she,
the picture. Now
she
you do
always
show.
does this kind of soft lens picture because the ladies want to know, what does Davey do with his feet? I'm not kidding you. It's a thing in town. Shout out Kim over at Bozard Ford. And they always come in. They're like, what color did he get today? So yeah, I got a black and white number yesterday, and she takes these Sears portraits of my feet.
No, nothing was okay about
I get a discount when she does that. Shut up, Mai.
Oh, my.
I can't believe she wrapped a feather boa
Yeah.
around your feet.
Yeah.
Can
While
you show the picture, please?
I'll put it on my story later.
How
no
you
worries.
so daintily and delicately put your you have huge feet,
Yeah,
by
I
the
do.
way.
Big boy.
God, I just got so sweaty. You
I
made
know.
me
Well,
so uncomfortable.
I would be hot and bothered too. Beautiful feet.
Okay.
Gorgeous.
Nobody here said hot and bothered. Well,
you
well,
did,
well.
Miss Temperature.
Look who dragged themselves to Thursday. Davy's big ass feet.
Bam Bam.
That's right. All your midweek meltdown survivors are here today, and your professional enthusiasts are saying, almost there.
Yeah, I love those people. But wait, I want to know how you guys are doing out there. All the sunnies out there. What's the sunshine looking like in your neck of the woods? Is it cold? Is it hot today? Where are you in the world? Put that in comments. And while you're doing that, Meredith is going to talk to us about our home, the lab.
That's right. Powered by the Lab St. Augustine, where innovation meets imagination. It's a full-service digital studio turning ideas into impact right here in the heart of downtown. That's right. Lights, sound, magic, and your next big thing. That's what she said, all under one roof.
And that's our home. That's called the lab. That's where your story starts.
All right, guys, don't forget to text Sunny to 904-227-4422 so you can stay connected to all things on the Sunny Network. And today we have our winner.
Chicken dinner.
And we will be announcing that end of show.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited to announce that today. Who is going to win the Spice and Tea Exchange package? And even if you're a Sunny out there in the world, we're going to get it to you. No worries. We believe in the mail system that we can just
believe
drop it
in the
there.
mail.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Good stuff.
So you can find us on the Instagram at sunnysaint.johns. Facebook is Sunny St. John's, one word. And TikTok is sunny.saint.johns.
Yes.
So, Davey, we're going to grab a coffee.
Got it. Check.
And spill the tea. What's going down in our neck of the woods?
Well, I've been, this journey has its challenges, it has its ups, it has its downs. But I love why we started this Sunny Network is because it's all about positivity. It's about radiating good light. So I ran into a really cool quote by Sandra Bullock, and I want to share it with everybody today because there are moments that when we urge to strike back in life, to every insult, every act of cruelty, and then you got to take a pause. You got to look deeper. You got to see the lives of the people that are tossing that mud in your face, their struggles, and realize that life already dealt them its share battles. So not every war needs words. Sometimes silence is the most powerful response. And in the end, we all give what we carry inside. I choose not to mirror the hurt, but I choose to move forward. And I thought that was a powerful message just because you can't take things at face value. It is your journey. It's your pen. It's your paper. You're writing your bestseller. And I just wanted to share that with everybody out there because yesterday I shared a positive quote and I heard from a lot of people that it was your horror story is, somebody else's survival guide. So I wanted to put that out there to the Sunnies and just kind of feel some good vibes. So if you're going through it, I see you, I feel you, I know exactly, but you got to keep pushing on and keep putting that positive, radiant sunshine out there to the rest of the world. So yeah, that's me.
Oh, Davey's insights.
I like it. Yeah.
I like it.
Doing it for the children.
Okay. All the kids out there that are at school.
Hey, how was pot roast night? Everyone's busting to know.
Yeah, so Matthias did come home. He arrived just before 8 p.m. We had a big pot roast dinner. It was lovely. Everybody enjoyed their meal. We'll be eating it again tomorrow because, once again, I do not know how much food to cook. But it was great. We sat down and watched TV for a little while, and then at like 10:15, I was like, I'm really sorry.
Yeah. It's time.
But I have to go to bed now.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't have to go to bed, but we do because we get up at 5 a.m. So it was great having all my kids under one roof, which is actually, I asked yesterday on Facebook, what's your favorite thing about having your kids home from college, your big kids? And the answers were great because we had like hearing their footsteps, being able to give that in-person hug, having all of your kids under one roof because there's just a safety in that. You sleep better. Some people were like free yard work. So it all depended. But I thought it's great because this is new for me, going through this first year of college and having him away, getting to have him home for a little while is going to be great.
And the pot roast, how did that turn out? Because
Oh
you
my
don't
gosh.
put it in at 5 a.m. So this is a new.
It completely, I ate with a spoon.
Okay.
That's how tender. I mean, it fell apart. And you know what? Still, I was surprised. The carrots
Yeah.
cooked completely right. They didn't
love
get mushy.
carrot in
Like a
pot
little al
roast.
dente. Is that like a little?
That's when it's so good with the flavor.
It was so, I mean, I got to say, not to toot my own horn, but the gravy was delicious. The pot roast was delicious. And clearly, I had enough meat. I didn't need to bother the butcher. You know what I mean? Because I thought that
you
3
had enough
pounds.
meat?
I always have enough meat. Thanks, husband. All right. Good
Drive-through
morning,
twice.
says St. Augustine. Today's forecast is partly cloudy with a strong chance of side-eye.
Yeah, Morgan's Cove, you guys, is raising a stink, literally thanks to a compost facility with a flair for fragrance. Aaron Brockovich has entered the chat, so things are officially serious.
Yeah. Meanwhile, state lawmakers are flirting with slashing $6.7 million from our schools.
What?
Because who needs AP classes when you've got TikTok?
That's true. That is street smarts these days. Digital Nice High just recruited a new athletic director, Kelvin Mims. Word is he's bringing big whistle energy.
That's intense.
Yeah.
And in the news that feels ripped from a Netflix docuseries, 10 inmates escaped from a New Orleans jail by pulling a toilet out the wall.
What? Oh my God, no way.
Yeah, it's an interesting
I feel
story.
attacked.
Yeah.
But don't worry, there's still time to soul heal. The Dip is coming to Ponte Vedra this December. Enough retro horns to make you forget the smell.
This that we talked about earlier.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so pour your coffee, St. John's. The headlines are weird, but weird is kind of our thing.
Yeah, it's it. But now a quick word from our title sponsor, from the Bailey Group. The Bailey Group. They're
Yep.
ready for anything, too. They're an NFP company. Life is full of unexpected moments. The Bailey Group is here to guide you every step of the way. Under the leadership of my buddy, President Mark Bailey, they've grown from a local agency to a nationally recognized firm, offering tailored solutions for individuals, families, and businesses, with a focus of an individual health and life insurance. Look, I'm going to tell you, Mayor, the Bailey Group is the place to be.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, they're amazing. Do you like to save money? Let's see where you're going to be saving money this week.
We will be, Davey, in just 1 second. We've got some commenters today in from Ireland,
Yes.
Yeah.
South Africa,
Hey.
Canada, Australia, already in the chat.
Down under.
So-
Buy me a necklace out there, please. That'd be cute.
I'm sure when the UK, the sunny UK.
I like a little bit of it.
Yeah. So clearly we've got sunnies all over the place.
I love it. It's so awesome and inspiring to do this project and see everybody out there. So cool.
Yeah, I love it. All right, so we've got deals that steal, prices that are unreal. Sunnies, let's find treasures our wallets can't feel. And today is Publix because you know those deals change. They swap out late at Wednesday night with the Publix elves, and Thursday you've got fresh deals. So Ambrosia apples are BOGO, baby seedless cucumbers, Fresh Express salad kits, which I always grab up when they go BOGO. Lighthouse dressing, those are the ones in the refrigerated section.
Yeah.
Organic strawberries, red seedless watermelons, organic hummus.
Oh, I love a hummus hoe.
Yeah, King's Hawaiian rolls.
Oh, I love them.
I know, because they're all sugar.
Oh, I know, but they're so
Oh, so
dang
good.
you guys.
Publix deli fried popcorn chicken. The kids love that when they go on BOGO. Oh, and the Publix deli tea, sweet tea, and the lemonade.
You love this for an Arnie Pammy.
I do love I love an Arnie Pommy.
Yeah,
I am.
that's
So we've got Stacy's pita chips.
She's a good girl with the hummus.
Yeah, Volpe nuggets.
Ooh, I love a Volpe moment.
Yancey fancy cheese.
Yeah.
Good old boy John Daly vodka cocktails
Arnie
are.
Pammy.
Yeah. Well, he's the Daly is the
Okay.
is the alcoholic one. The
Okay.
Arnie Palmy,
Oh.
he went to church on Sundays.
Now we know.
Land Shark Island style lager. They always have, if you are a beer lager drinker,
Yeah.
Publix always has great BOGOs in the summertime, like a shandy.
Okay. Ashanti, I love her
Or
music.
or an ale like a lemonade mix.
Uh-huh.
If you're into that sort of
I
thing.
can't, the yeast really gets me rised. Yeah.
Yep. Rise, get a rise out of it. Okay.
Hey, we got the local music report coming up, so strum it, drum it, hum it down, honey. This is the music report to make you proud on this Thursday, May 22nd. Scott Halls at the Milltop Tavern at 12. Edwin Barbosa at Bin 39 Wine Bar at 1. Smokin' Joe Shower at Backyard Island Cafe at Meehan's at 3. Brad Edwardson at Bin 39 showing up at 4. John Winters at Fusion 904 Eatery at 5. Dewey Vaya at the Guy Harvey Resort at 5. Vinny Jacobs at Hurricane Grill and Wings. And we also got Allen Arena at 5 at Oasis. Trevor Compton, St. Augustine Shores Golf Club at 5. Wow, what a list tonight. Crawford Boyd's Acoustic Anonymity at Trade Winds at 5. Bill Sabo at O.C. White's Restaurant at 5. Mike Cook at the Tides Oyster Grill at 5. Zaza Flamenca at the Hilton at 6. Brett Blackshear at Harry's Seafood Bar and Grill at 6. Bad Dog Mama and the Currys and the concert at the Waterworks. This is going to be one to show up for at 7.
Oh.
Joshua Tennessee Worthy at Colonial Oak Music Park at 7. And Contact Buzz at Trade Winds at 9. Wow, what a music report. That's so fun.
Well, it's Thursday, so you're creeping into the weekend, and it is Memorial Day weekend.
Yes.
So there's going to probably be music all over the place.
I love it. And when you guys visit St. Augustine out there for the Sunnies that are out of St. Johns County, this is a great way to show up and show out for some local musicians. We have incredible musicians in this town. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
You literally can go bar hopping in a night and just to see all these different bands. They're amazing.
Yeah, you have to make a proper schedule and an itinerary prior.
Yeah, true story.
But if you email me, I'll get you that.
We can
because
do it,
you know
yeah.
I love a good schedule.
We
yeah,
have
she
a viewer
forces
from
me to do
China.
the music report a week ahead of time.
Wow.
So we're always on the one.
Yeah. So if you've ever wondered what it's like to live inside of a Yankee Candle called Essence Day Outhouse,
Ode to poo-poo.
Yeah, welcome to Morgan's Cove. Yikes.
Next up, St. Augustine's Eau de Compost when air turns pew. Because who needs fresh air when you have biosolids? St. Augustine's Eau de Compost when the air turns pew pew.
Yeah.
Residents near County Road 214, far away from downtown, just letting you know, are holding their noses over a persistent stench they blame on the Indian Head Biomass Services Facility. The plant processes yard waste and biosolids, yes, that means human waste, into compost, though. Think about this, y'all, which locals say is turning their neighborhood into a real stink-topia.
Yeah.
Come on, Sustainable Queen, what you got?
Okay, this is a toughie for me
I'm
because
ready for
I
you.
am all about sustainability. But now what we have is a problem because environmentalist crusader Erin Brockovich
Oh,
has
Lord.
entered the fray,
And I
highlighting.
love her.
Yeah, she's highlighting the community's plight and questioning the facility's impact. My guess is she's questioning the impact on how enviro-friendly and sustainable it actually is, and do the benefits outweigh the stench. So despite the company's assertions of legality and necessity, the Stop the Stink St. Augustine campaign is gaining momentum as residents demand air that doesn't smell like poo-poo.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Davey?
Okay, I know Indian Head Biomass out there does some incredible work that would make people super proud out there, especially like they create compost for organizations such as Horseplay. So horses obviously need all of that with their grounds and everything. They kind of redo the soil with the Horseplay, and they also give veterans PTSD services. So they do incredible things, and I mean, human waste has always kind of been there. So my question, I'm new, I don't know, but my question to the Morgan Cove people are: did you not know that Indian Head Biomass was there before you purchased the house? Was that not disclosed to you? Because wouldn't that be a deterrent if you knew that was going to be by your neighborhood? You would know, right?
Well, and that's the whole
Tell me.
question. That's what begs the question,
Okay.
right? When did Indian Head move in?
Right.
Were the residents given a heads up that was going to happen?
Yeah.
Did they know they were moving in and gave no heads up to the residents of the community? So that's where this kind of gets tricky
Yeah, stinky.
because every time I drive down these highways, right, I always look at these houses that are literally like, I mean, the noise that must happen in these homes from these highways, and you wonder, were you here before the highway? Did the highway tell you you were coming? Did you try to sell once the highway got here? Because as a homeowner, it begs a lot of questions. Now, what's worse, noise or smell? I mean, I got to be honest, those are
Smell.
but it's both big problems, and I can smell from miles away.
Yeah, you
So-
have a nose like a bulldog.
Oh
yeah.
my! I have a nose. I've got that bloodhound.
Yeah,
like I
that's
just.
it, yeah.
So to me, that would be like, talk about irritating.
Yeah.
Like, but I also, Davey, you're not wrong. The question is, did the people know? Did they not know what's going on? Was Indian Head giving fair warning? And because you even mentioned in comments you were reading from these others, like Silverleaf was a good example, and commenters
Right.
were saying,
Yeah.
did Silverleaf residents know that they were going to have a complete expressway in their backyard?
Right.
I don't know. Probably. I think when they created that development, I think they have to give that legally that information. So that's an arrowhead
It's a really,
question.
I mean, and are there ways that to mitigate the smell? Like, I'm not saying like
Oh.
Febreze needs to enter in the picture and build some beautiful filters, but like, is there a way to make sure that the smell maybe goes up, not out? I don't know. Like,
Lights all entered the chat.
yeah, right, something, right?
Yeah. So I'm
Where's
assuming.
Dawn when you need her? She cleans up the animals with the oil on them.
Yeah, I think that is it's a really good question, Davey, because nobody probably wants me to get into it at this moment in time, but that's definitely a chat we could have about enzymes and other things that you can add in that are completely plant-based that could potentially pull odor or at least maybe dampen the stench.
Yeah.
But that is definitely a scientific, I'm sure there's a scientific way to use plant-based product in order to maybe do some of that. But that is like a bioengineering question would be my guess.
But I'm also concerned with when to purchase a house. Like, when in that conversation should have been, hey, like we said this earlier, I know, but I really want to drive it home. You know your surroundings, like in Delaware, where the nuclear power plant is, off of Delaware City. You're going to run that risk. So, like, did you not know when you bought in Morgan's Cove or
I'd
wherever?
also like to know from a realtor, because you make a good point, is that type of thing disclosed
Yeah, we'll
to
have to ask
you when
Jenna.
ask Jenna, because I'm interested to know, like, when you're going to buy a house, are they going to tell you that these things are coming or they exist?
Mm-hmm.
And that they're gonna happen. Like, I don't know. That's a realty question.
It's just it's a good question. I mean, human
Yeah.
waste has been around, so why
Listen,
is it now with them? I don't know.
We will give you an update when we get one on this story.
Yeah, true story. It's definitely a hot topic in
But
town.
here-
There's a whole website dedicated about it. So
Here's
yeah.
an interesting fact. While municipal recycling programs play a crucial role in reducing landfill waste, it's true that not all materials that are placed in recycling bins are actually recycled.
No,
know that,
not
yeah.
even
It's a
close.
Significant
big
portion,
scam.
estimated around 30 to 40%, does end up in landfills. So is a recycling program actually effective?
Yes and no, and it's also on the end user of what they're putting into those bins and how they're being reused. Because if you do your due diligence and you look at the bottom of the product, it's going to tell you the number and which one can and cannot be recycled. And then you can also, there are other facilities. Don't get me down. I'm sorry.
No,
Sorry.
I love it. Learning
No,
about
it's
it.
too much.
though.
It's too much.
For you,
It's
maybe,
too
but
much.
not for us
No, but
small
I think
people that
this
have
is
no
great.
idea.
When we started working on our laundry detergent, and I went down this rabbit hole, you can't unsee the things that are going on and the plastic that's not only just going into these landfills, but then literally being burnt up to go down into a goo that gets dropped into the ocean.
Yeah.
Hence all the microplastics that are coming through our bodies and everything else. So for me, it's about doing your research, doing your homework. I want a real estate agent to give us an answer on that, and then I want to come back to this story.
Definitely.
Oh,
Definitely a good idea.
Jessica's saying we almost bought in Silverleaf, and it was disclosed to us multiple times. They had the map of the end state with the highway all up in the model homes, and that was 2021. So they
There
were.
you
they
go.
know.
That's great.
So
then,
I
yeah.
do
Jessica.
think legally they have to give that. I would love to know the Indian Head situation here.
Yeah, definitely. And
Let's
I have
see.
a good friend that's a specialist over at Indian Head. Maybe we can sit down and give her a good chat and see what their side of the story is too, because we see a lot of the anger from the residents, and I don't really see much from the Indian Head. So
Well, and it also opens up a larger discussion. It's not like this only happens here in St. John's. This is happening in communities across the United States.
Yeah.
So it's good information to have even if you don't live local, because there's potential that, you know, an expressway or a recycling facility or whatever could end up in your backyard too. And would you want to know?
So why Aaron Brockovich? Let me ask you that question.
Because this has to do with potential soil, groundwater hazards that are environmental. And she did that.
Hexavalent
Obviously.
chromium. Yeah, I remember
the
it.
big, because that was all environmental impact studies.
Yeah.
And that led to cancer.
Right.
So, yes.
Okay.
The dip.
All right.
Not a naked one either. We're not talking skinny. We're talking horns, heartbreak, and a whole lot of groove, because sometimes you just need a band that sounds like a hug and then slaps you with a trumpet. Ooh, that got dirty.
Oh, it's emotional cardio. You'll get in those dress shoes in no time. The dip, horns, heartbreak, and a whole lot of groove. Save the date, Thursday. This is big. December 4th at Ponte Vedra Concert Hall. The Dip is bringing their swoony soul meets funk vibes to Florida.
Oh, I like it. Doors open at 6:30. Show starts at 7:30. And yes, you'll want to show up early to emotionally prepare for what these horns are going to do to you.
I love it. They're touring their latest album, Love Direction,
Oh my.
the follow-up to their Billboard topping, Sticking With It. And so it's basically a masterclass in retro cool and modern feels.
Tickets go on sale, or went on sale last week at 10 a.m. through AS.
Oh, the Access program.
Access.
Awesome.
Okay. So it's basically the amphitheater's box office.
True.
They range from 55 to 70, aka cheaper than therapy and way more danceable, which is true because I pay for a lot of therapy.
Yeah, big energy, great band. Definitely check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun.
All right. Guess what, guys? St. Augustine just figured out how to make civic engagement super sexy.
Oh, I love sexy.
Yeah, they added craft beer.
Oh, interesting. That yeast again, though. But Spinster Rabbits, the cool kids over at the Tap Room, is launching Tap Room Tap In, a monthly happy hour where you sip a pint and save the planet.
Oh.
Like Cheers meets C-SPAN.
I love it. The first event is happening today.
Oh, okay.
May 22nd, and they're bringing in Ryan Smart from the Florida Springs Council to talk parks, public land, and all the legislative tea Tallahassee has been spilling.
Yeah, Ryan's no dummy. So basically, it's a TED Talk, but with obviously IPAs and less pretension. Honestly, I'm bringing my notebook and my reusable cup to this one.
As you should bring your reusable cup. Always.
Cheers.
It's happening every third Thursday, so you're going to want to mark your calendars for those third Thursdays, 7 to 8:30. No experience required, just curiosity and a tolerance for IPA hops.
When I put this on the calendar, do you want me to put it on the Sunny Master calendar? Or, okay, just making sure I do it right. Finally, a reason to leave the house that doesn't involve youth sports or buying more throw pillows. Wait a minute, I see your shots fired. I love a throw pillow.
Before we go to our next ad, Davey, you cannot throw public shade during a show so passively aggressively.
I'm just saying, I want to make sure it goes on the Sunny Master
Do
calendar.
you want it on the Sunny calendar? Yes, Davey, I do.
We all know I have multiple calendars. I just wanna
Meredith,
make
maybe
sure.
you should hit him with the fan.
I don't know.
Like-
I don't know what's going to happen today, but we're going to see where it goes, and it's going to go right to where we get our brew, Maracuya. Sunny St. John's was practically poured into existence over a cup of community sunshine, and now that sunshine lives at Maracuya.
And they're named after the passion fruit. Maracuya is more than just a name. It's a feeling, a rare, radiant flavor, a story steeped in heritage.
Guys, they don't just make coffee, they create handcrafted works of art located at 260 West King Street.
Maracuya isn't just coffee, it's culture. A slow sip in sunshine, a bold hello to the day. Sunny St. John's is fueled every day by Maracuya. All right, and now it's time for Meredith and her beautiful weather report.
Rain or drought, despair is about. Behold the cursed weather report. Thursday, May 22nd, high of 90, which basically means we're getting a break. Partly cloudy, which is Florida's way of saying you're still going to fry, but you're going to do it in the shade. Allergy sufferers, you're not out of the woods, mostly because the woods are still aggressively blooming and blowing their pollen into your face.
Sounds moist. Keep those tissues, passive resentment handy. The pollen count is so high, it just tried to sell me an essential oil and a pyramid scheme.
Okay.
I mean, Florida loves a B2B, right?
Yeah.
Don't inhale anything you can't spell, child.
Okay, now it's time for the Farmer's Almanac. The moon is in bloom, the tides are in tune, and Sunnies, here's your daily dose of the Farmer's Platoon. Today is National Maritime Day.
Hey, Maritime Studios!
I know. In 1933, Congress designated May 22nd as National Maritime Day. On this day in 1819, the first successful transoceanic voyage under steam propulsion. I think that means the propellers, right?
Yes, that means the propellers.
Yeah. I think it had something to do with wind mitigation, but I'm not 100% certain.
That would be called water mitigation.
Water
Yeah,
mitigation.
yeah.
Okay. It began when the steamship SS Savannah set sail from Savannah, Georgia, and it arrived in Liverpool, England on June 20th.
She sounds thick.
She was a bit thick. Question of the day. Why is a nautical mile different from a land mile?
Because the motion in the ocean.
No.
No.
Because the mile was originally a Roman linear measuring 1,000 paces, about 1,618 yards. Its length has varied considerably at different periods and in different locales.
This is crazy.
The legal mile, if you want to get legal, it's 1,760 yards.
Okay.
Or 5,280 feet.
Oh, I see what you did there.
And
yeah.
it can't be measured at sea because
No.
it's based on the length of an arc. Does anybody care?
Well, I was trying to.
No.
Okay.
Done. Pass. Advice of the day. This one is directly for Davy.
Oh.
Davy, when you meet men under the bridge, you're going to want to plant marigolds around your lover's footsteps because that will ensure you stay in love.
Oh, I think that'll absolutely cushion my knees.
Oh, my
No.
Well, I mean, what
God.
else are you going to do with a marigold? I don't know.
At the
You
morning
bend
show.
down to sniff them?
Make
All right.
a headband.
A home hint of the day. Sharpen your hands. Wait, what? Sharpen your hand scraper frequently throughout a paint project.
Yeah.
It's the rough edge left on the scraper after you file it that actually removes the paint.
Yeah, it's like a snaggletooth.
So they mean this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Sharpen it.
Word of the day is sleet.
All right. Skeet. No.
Nope, not
No,
a
not
sleet.
skeet.
Wrong one.
A sleet.
Wrong one.
Falls in the winter when the air temperatures below freezing near the ground, but above freezing in the clouds.
Yeah,
That's
it's
why,
weird.
That's why it doesn't snow or rain, because it sleets.
Yeah, it sleets.
Yeah.
It's like a slushy.
Yeah. All right, Davey, what do we have?
All right, puzzle of the day. What did Mama Tomato say to Baby Tomato when he lagged behind?
No.
Catch up.
Okay.
I love that joke.
Me too.
It's so cute.
All right, who was born today? The queen, the legend, Naomi Campbell, honey, 1970, and still serving it on that runway.
Should we sing happy birthday to her right now?
Oh, I would
think we
just
should.
love to say,
Let me
check
ask-
your lipstick, darling, before you open your mouth to me. Ooh, that was the best quote ever.
Can I ask a question? Because I'm not full. I don't know all the things about Naomi Campbell.
Your question better be real nice.
Is she the one who got in trouble
Yes.
for being so awful and nasty to
Yes.
like her assistants and
Yes.
the other people around her? And at one point,
Her
did
and
she
Tyra
hit
Banks.
or throw
She
things?
threw a
She
cell
threw,
phone.
yes.
Yeah, she threw a cell phone
It
at
was
the
a cell phone.
But
assistant.
Tyra Banks wants to be like Naomi Campbell, so she did the same thing. She's awful too, but she's got like
so
a 10 head. So we don't
Naomi
look at her.
goes to court. They ask why she has such a bad attitude, and she goes,
David Bowie's my husband. No,
Quite
she didn't say that.
Quite frankly, I am bothered to be here today. I don't want to be here today, and I am here because I'm forced to be here today. So if you can just carry on so I can get out of here today.
Sounds like- it
my
sounds like-
God.
David. When,
Wait a minute.
True diva.
Yeah.
Am
True
I
diva.
Naomi Campbell, but just
I
in
think you-
mom form?
in leggings.
You
In
could be
leggings?
Naomi Campbell
Yes.
in mom form. Yeah.
I am bothered to be anywhere
Yes.
most times.
Don't tell me where to be.
Don't tell me where to
Plot
be.
twist. Meredith
All right.
is Naomi.
Who had kicked the
Maybe.
bucket today is Martha Washington, U.S.'s first lady in 1802. Thurl Ravenscroft. Character voice for well-known as Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. You're great!
Yeah, I thought that was cute, Tony the Tiger.
Yeah, Tiffany 2, the oldest cat at the time. She passed away in 2015. 2014.
Yeah, I want to say that it was 20 some odd years old was that cat. They didn't give the exact thing, but I think it said around 22 years of age.
Good gracious.
I know.
Yeah. Events. Beginning of the greatest game ever called the Oregon Trail. Yep. 100 plus wagons left in Independence, Missouri for Oregon in 1843. Patent granted for, granted for the Wright brothers flying machine in 1906. The American Cancer Society was founded in 1913, and the Hubble telescope was detected at least 2 more Saturn moons in 1995.
Wow. Saturn is so ridiculous. They need multiple moons.
Well, things like to moon Saturn, apparently.
right.
Put a ring on it. 2.5-mile wide tornado touched down near Hallam, Nebraska in 2004. And an EF5 tornado devastated Joplin, Missouri. Remember that? Causing at least 155 deaths. That was back in 2011.
They just did a documentary. Netflix just did a documentary about this tornado.
Yeah, it was like 198 miles per hour.
Crazy. They went through. They actually followed and documented some of the people who survived, and that had actual either cell phone video or cell phone audio of when it was going on. And it is just, I mean, I have goosebumps thinking about it. So if you are a weather person or you like a good documentary, I'm almost positive it's Netflix. And check it out.
Yeah.
All right. So, in a plot twist straight out of a low-budget prison break movie, 10 inmates in Nolans decided to redecorate their cell by removing a toilet and escaping through the wall because apparently jail security is only a suggestion.
I mean, who needs Shawshank Tunnel when you can have a maintenance worker willing to turn off the water? Sterling Williams, the unsung anti-hero, claimed he was threatened with a shank. Oh. Honestly, sounds like he watched too many prison dramas and thought, why not?
Yep. And the cherry on top, the inmates left a message above the escape hole. Too easy, LOL.
No way, really?
God, this
Because
is
nothing
hilarious.
says mastermind like mocking your captors with a misspelled taunt. So let's get into
they
it.
spelled it too easy with T-O. It should be T-O-O.
Yes. Well,
Ooh, so 10
It's
inmates
still funny.
escaped from New Orleans jail by removing a toilet crawling through a hole in the wall. 5 of them have been recaptured, while 5 others still remain at large.
Ooh.
The escape involved alleged assistance from a maintenance worker that has led to a political fallout for the sheriff. Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
so this is interesting. The sheriff, who is Susan Hudson, has taken full accountability and then paused her re-election campaign as a result of this escape.
Damn.
Yeah. It occurred around 1:01 a.m., but the jail staff didn't even notice the inmates were missing until the head count at 8:30 a.m.
Oh, my.
So they had quite the head start.
Ooh. The jail was critically understaffed, operating at about 60% capacity,
Ooh.
and suffered from defective locks and inadequate surveillance, contributing to the escape.
Yep. So Sterling Williams faces 10 counts of principal to simple escape and 1 count of malfeasance
Yeah, I guess.
in office.
Check that one out.
I'm pretty sure, right? Because it's maleficence.
Maleficent.
Maleficent. I don't know. It's what it means is bad.
Yeah, not good.
This is bad.
Definitely going to jail.
And this sheriff is now in hot water.
Yeah, poor Susan.
But to be it's funny. I'm sorry. The inmates left the messages too easy, LOL, and we innocent.
Yeah.
We
So-
innocent.
Power of the people.
this is like Shawshank Redemption, but what do you guys think about Shawshank Redemption, that movie? How do you guys
Okay.
feel about it?
Dave made her watch this.
Yes. So I had never seen it.
Okay.
We were on one of our road trips to go see
Andy.
Matthias somewhere. I don't know where we were going at the time, but I swear to God, we've traveled 88 weekends in a row for track. We get in, it's like 9:30 at night. Shawshank is on the TV, but it's
always
halfway
on
through.
TBS.
Yeah, it was probably TBS. And so Dave was like, "Oh, do you want to watch this?" And I was like, "What is it?" And he's like, "Shawshank Redemption." I'm like, "I've never seen it." Well, he gets very upset.
Oh,
Pulls
Dave.
out the iPad and is like, "We're starting this from the beginning." Mind
It's
you,
like
it's
a
like a
9-hour
what,
movie.
3.5 hour
Yeah,
movie.
Oh,
it's
my
not
gosh.
a quick like.
We're up till 1 a.m. Then after the movie was over, he looked at me and he's like waiting for this dramatic, and I was like, "It was okay."
He was so mad.
He was so mad.
Oh my
He was so mad, and I was
Andy,
like, I was like, I guess it's just like a really intense bromance.
I can see
Yeah,
you right now. You're thinking
between
it's
Andy
overly
and
sentimental. It's
Morgan
very
Freeman.
predictable, and it was lacking in originality.
Listen, I will
like
tell you
every-
this.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
can't. I still I've seen it, and it's always on TV, and you can always catch it at all the different points. But I cannot watch the scene where he's going through the sewer in the poo water with
Yeah.
the stuff around his ankle. I can't. It makes
It's like
me,
the people in Morgan's Cove.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they have
That's
to
how
go
they
through.
get to this. That's how they get to the bus stop in the
Yeah,
morning.
it's horrible. Ah, Jesus, slip
Oh
and
my
slide.
God. So
Yeah.
basically, the moral of that story is everybody spam Meredith's pages with different versions of Shawshank Redemption, like different
Shawshank
parts of the
Redemption.
movie. Let's do that.
Okay.
Yes.
She likes original content. She thought it was boring.
I didn't think it was boring. I just thought it was not, when
Yeah.
somebody hypes something up.
And dudes don't love that much.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know.
Not in
All right.
jail.
So Englishtown,
Maybe in
New
jail.
Jersey decided to spice up their town council by appointing John, I don't know if it's Elite,
Alte, come on.
a former Gambino crime family
Yes.
enforcer, as one of their councilmen. Because who better to handle zoning laws
Hey.
than someone who once handled other kinds of business?
I mean, this is straight out of a plot twist. This guy went from mob hits to municipal meetings. It's like if Tony Soprano decided to run for PTA president.
Could you imagine Tony Soprano?
One hell of a bake sale. Those cannolis would be amazing,
Yeah.
right?
What a
Ah.
great show. You want to talk about a show that I could say is epic in proportion?
Absolutely.
Sopranos.
Yes, because of the therapist.
All of it. The
Yeah.
whole thing. The dynamic, the relationships, everything.
I got to go there. The
Does
ending.
anybody?
I got to go there. The ending.
I liked it.
You thought it was good. I wanted more.
And then he dies.
Yeah. Did you know that booth that they finished with at that restaurant? It like auctioned off for like, $100 million or something crazy. It's like some crazy money that somebody bought the last booth from
A
The Sopranos.
mobster.
Yeah, maybe. Could be
Yeah.
this guy, Alte's mission.
Yeah.
Apparently to clean up the town, literally and figuratively. He's focusing on beautification projects and combating drug issues like it, especially fentanyl. Hey, which tragically took his
See?
daughter's life.
So
okay,
sad.
yes.
He actually even said in an interview, because I watched the interview and I read all about it. He actually said, he's like, listen, I made a lot of mistakes. I'm doing this because I want to turn it all around and show people how I've changed.
You know what?
Second chances.
But
and
that's-
who's going to know the Scavat stuff that's happening in the community but him? Like, let's be honest.
True. I kind of like this.
I
do
thought
too.
Skavat was a dinner, so I'm.
That's Shabbat.
that's Shabbat.
That's
Yeah.
a
Okay.
Jewish dinner.
Yeah. You sit for Shiva. That's
It's
another
a
one. Yeah.
Jewish
So I think that this goes back to what you were saying, right? Like your horror story is somebody else's
Survival guide.
survival guide.
Yeah.
So his daughter dies
Mm-hmm.
of a fentanyl overdose. I don't think there could be anything that would propel you to go
Right.
and make change any stronger. So I'm with you, Mel. Like the fact that this guy is turning his life around, taking the reins, and
Mm-hmm.
because here, as a mom of a college student, I will go on record.
You go for the jugular. Let's
Well,
be
I'm
honest.
just saying, I sent my kid to school with the Narcan.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I was
wow.
like, keep it in your room.
Really smart. That was smart.
Look,
You never know.
you don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
I'm
True.
not, I say it all the time. Wherever it is, where's my tattoo? Never say never.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sending it because it may
You-
be him, it may be another kid, but somebody is going to
Yeah.
be prepared.
Kids are sniffing
true.
glue.
There's,
Not anymore.
but
What's the
fentanyl
thing?
is terrible.
But listen, after serving 14 years in prison, Alte became a motivational speaker, author, and focusing on steering the youth away from crime. So, do people really get rehabilitated in prison? The answer is yes.
it sounds like he
I
did.
think some do, but also too, you got to think the community members voted for him, so they felt compelled. Like, okay, if some change is going to happen, he's going to do it. So
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I want to keep following this and see how he does.
Yeah, we can give updates, but residents of Englishtown also supported him. He was heckled at a town meeting, and they all put the is this right? Kibosh.
Yeah.
There you
good.
go.
Bosh.
Yeah, and when his daughter died of a fentanyl overdose, it truly fueled his commitment to combating drugs in his community. He also hosts a podcast called "Catch Me on the Run."
All right, you guys, everybody,
That's
let's
funny.
follow it.
That's funny.
So
That's funny.
he also declined a $3,500 annual council salary, slating that he's financially stable from his motivational speaking and media work. I think that's kind of stand up too. He expressed
Motivational.
interest in running for higher offices. Obviously, he's going to a Republican from Manchester in the Republican primary. Good luck on that. Despite his past Englishtown, you saw that with the residents, they were kind of skeptical. So interesting. I mean, he's trying to do the right thing and second chances. I believe in that. So
Listen,
I love.
everybody's got to have something that drives them to make make a change and do different. So
I think
what's
it's-
what's
yeah.
your drive? Let
Yeah.
us know in comments.
I think that's a great story.
And to anybody who has lost a child in any way, shape, or form, whether it was drug, I mean, our hearts obviously go out to him and any families that are suffering through this as such a tragedy, because, you know, as a parent, I don't want to imagine. I couldn't imagine. I pray to God that I never have to imagine it. And it is wonderful that he is taking that experience to help others and hopefully create legislation that saves
Makes
others.
changes.
Yeah,
I'm rooting for him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Let's do it.
I like it.
All right, so let's see what's on the Gen Z report. What does Gen Z have to share with us today?
All right, so slay or nay, Sunnies. Here's what Gen Z's got to say. We're just trying to keep up. FYP.
Oh, yeah.
What does it mean, Davey?
For your page.
Okay, that is correct.
Addie taught me. That's
Yes.
perfect. Yes, it's a very important hashtag on the TikTok.
Yes. Now, if you are on the talk, the tick or the talk or the TikTok, now you have to hashtag FYP and hashtag FY page.
Oh, that I didn't do the
Look at
page.
you,
I need to go
Meredith.
back and do
I
that.
learned I'm not a great
You're
TikToker, but
doing great. You
it
know
does.
the terms.
You do have to add both now.
So does that mean we're dropping the YP?
It's going, no, hashtag FYP and hashtag FY page.
Yeah, I get that.
'Cause
But
the P is-
there's also just YP. Are we dropping that one? Addie, chime in if you're in comments.
Oh, I have never seen
Does
the
anybody
white-
Yeah.
does anybody
didn't
have a
know.
child that's home from school that's about 8 that could fill us in? That would be great.
If you're 8, you shouldn't be on the talk.
12-year-olds, we need help.
No. No 12-year-olds on the talk either. I've seen way too many documentaries already about what goes on down there.
I need to go to a place with a little bit of Oasis and save the face. Let's go to About Face and see what they have to say.
When your skin needs a refresh,
Or you just want to feel like your most confident self.
About Face Aesthetics is our go-to.
These skin queens on the beauty scene know exactly how to treat you right.
From facials and skincare to injectables and glow-ups, they've got the magic touch.
And they make you feel seen, heard, and radiant from the inside out.
Ready to put your best face forward?
Say hello to About Face. Book your glow up today at aboutface.guru.
All right, everybody. Lines are tangled, facts are mangled. It's my, Meredith's fishing expert report that I'm going to share now with Davey because people are complaining.
Oh.
Try your luck at the St. Augustine Inlet. Sheep's head are hanging around the pilings. Do you like it there too, Davey?
I do, because it's a multiple.
Yeah, acting
reasons.
like they own the place. Fiddler's crabs are your best bait. It's like offering them their favorite snacks. Do you think fish would like goldfish crackers?
You know what? I think some of them would.
Yeah.
You know, it reminds me of the time when I tried to make a belt out of fish, but it just keeps looking like a waste of good snapper. Sorry. Okay.
That is so bad.
That was horrible.
What?
Yeah, that
It is
was
so
not good.
bad.
Waste. Get it? Waste. Okay.
Waste. Yeah. I mean, you're spelling it right, unlike the criminals. It's
Right.
WAIST.
Right.
All right. But yeah, if you want to go fishing, go. We don't really care. And
Good luck.
good luck. If you catch something, great. You know what you could do if you catch a
Take a
fish?
picture
Yeah.
and tag us.
Take a picture and tag us.
We want to see what your fish looks like.
We
Kinda. Yeah. Well, yeah. All right.
take the picture under the bridge.
Yes, please. Dressed
yeah.
as a troll.
I want to see cute guys under a bridge. I want a calendar of that.
Make a
That'd
calendar?
be funny.
Yeah. So up next in national news, the Brooklyn Bridge
Oh.
was hit
Yeah. It's sad.
head on by a Mexican Navy training ship.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot pronounce it.
Cuauhtémoc.
There you go.
Ooh,
Apparently, it was trying to. It thought it was going to be able to net, and we saw this how many months ago?
I know.
They thought it was gonna. They were gonna be able to go straight underneath the bridge and sail under it, and very quickly they realized they could not.
Actually, I did a little bit more research on this. It
Yes.
seems like the ship lost power.
Yes.
And they lost control
Of
because,
the-
yeah.
I
and
get
it
it.
just kept drifting and they were trying. But I'm just like, was there a rudder? Was there an anchor? Could we have slowed this down? I'm kind of lost on this one.
Yeah, so I did a little more digging, and what we found out here was that it collided with the Brooklyn Bridge on May 17th. The ship did lose power. And 2 naval cadets, America Sanchez and Adal Maldonado Marcos, passed away in the incident. 22
So
others were
sad.
injured. It was on a global Good World tour.
Mm-hmm.
Goodwill tour that departed from Acapulco on April 4th, and it's just like you said, it's tragic because they lost power, and obviously you can't drive one of these boats.
No.
And you can't like stop it if it's not anchored. Like,
not
what are you
something
gonna
that
do?
big.
It just
We could have. I just think drop an anchor as fast as you can to slow
but
it
I
down.
don't think that. I don't think it works like that.
I don't know much about boats, but I'm just thinking, like, what was the mitigation there? And my other question, this was in celebration for USA is going to be turning 250th. So this was a preview for the 250th celebration. That's why they were in New York.
Yeah.
At the time. So yeah, the National Transportation Safety Board and Mexican Navy are conducting investigations, obviously, to the incident. We will keep you guys posted. This was a super big tragedy. I mean, they had people all up the bridge, right, or up the ship, right? It was all
And so I think I want to say, and I remember reading it, and I don't have it here on my sheet, but they radioed for support at like 8:04.
Wow.
And the crash occurred like within 15 minutes. So they were radioing and saying like, we've got a problem.
Yeah.
But the problem is you can't stop. Think of the weight of one of those naval ships. I don't even have any clue how many hundreds or thousands of tons of whatever these are, but they were radioing in for assistance, and they could not stop it.
Jeez, the ship's 3 masts were each approximately 147 feet tall. They struck the bridge, which has a clearance of only 127 feet.
Oh.
Yeah, the mast collapsed upon impact, causing significant damage to the ship, but no major damage to the bridge. Obviously, this is just super sad.
Here, I found it. I knew I wrote it down somewhere.
Wonderful.
Departed at 8:20, requested assistance at 8:24. They knew immediately when the power went out it was going to be a problem. Collided 8:26. So minutes.
Yeah.
It was minutes, which is crazy.
That's not that's not fast
I feel
enough.
like if we have a large vessel like that, we need to have a little bit more assistance on standby. Just like you have a concert, we always have police as security just in case for emergency.
Maybe.
Something's going on in the Hudson River, though. There's a
Well,
lot. With the
Jimmy
helicopter
Hoffa's there, I
crash,
think.
remember?
But I'm wondering if,
It's not going to be
like
good.
you're saying, the type of assistance that's necessary prior to them going under the bridge. Like if this is such an issue with these things, maybe there should be staff that can be alerted immediately. But then how do you intercept it?
I don't know that you can intercept that fast. What are you going to do? Like fly in?
Well,
and
it's so
A
big.
tugboat.
That's what
a tugboat's not going to stop that.
But that's what that's for.
A
They're
naval
there
ship?
to be able to drive some of these larger vessels. Absolutely, to at least circumvent the speed that it's.
But
that
also
it's
too,
moving.
there were people on the mast high up before it collapsed. Like, did they not see it happening? How would those people? You know, like
I'm sure they did. It happened.
I don't
down
think
fast,
their route.
like-
I don't think their route was going to go under the bridge. I don't think that
You're
was
probably correct.
And but the river was flowing under the
Right.
bridge, and so that's why they were in this turmoil.
Plate tectonics.
This also happened. Remember in Baltimore with the
Yes.
cargo ship.
But that's what I'm saying is it's happened enough in recent history that we're all like, wait a minute,
Right.
Didn't this just happen here, or XYZ?
There were tugboats around it. Tim is commenting.
Oh, okay.
There were tugboats. They
So
were
they're
trying. They were,
yeah.
They were
Oh,
trying, but
yikes.
at that point, you can't. What are you going to do?
I mean, turn the rudder.
What?
Dave,
Do you
I'm
even know
not
what
saying
that
I'm a
does?
boat
What does
specialist,
that
but I'm
do?
just saying, honey, that would change the direction.
Yeah, you know that.
I'm just saying.
Is he right, everybody?
I'm just saying.
Cappy Davy.
Dated a few
Davy.
captains out there.
Okay, what's next?
All right. A few words from our great friends at Old Town Trolley.
If you're looking for the best way to see St. Augustine,
And you want history with a side of hilarity,
hop on board Old Town Trolley.
it's our favorite way to explore the nation's oldest city without taking 10,000 steps.
You'll hear ghost stories, local legends, and fun facts you'll definitely repeat later.
Plus, you can hop on and hop off at all the best spots. Food, shopping, history.
Check, and check.
So grab your Sunnies and a sense of adventure
And ride with Old Town Trolley today. So, Davy, the French Riviera's marine land is making headlines, and not for its croissants.
What?
A drone video has just surfaced showing orcas, 2 of them, Wiki and her son Kaijo,
Yep. Kaijo?
swimming in what looks like a giant bowl of green pea soup.
Ew.
It is giving swamp vibes, and there's nothing charming about it.
I mean, I love a seaweed wrap, but that's a little bit ridiculous. This is looking like the natural habitat, and let's add some algae for authenticity. No.
Yikes.
But jokes aside, it's really kind of heartbreaking. These orcas, no wonder why they're so angry.
Yeah.
Along with 12 dolphins, have been stuck there since January when the park closed due to a ban on marine mammal performances.
This is so
Are they
This is
sad.
gross,
Is
you guys.
someone taking care of them? Like,
I'm
what's
getting
happening?
feisty over here.
Yeah, so apparently the park closed January of 2025 following that ban. The 2 orcas and 12 dolphins are continue to remain in deteriorating conditions since the facility has closed, and there have been several failed relocation attempts. Which is really sad because the orcas were to be moved first to Spain, then Japan, and it was unsuccessful.
Why? What you need to do is move these orcas.
Yeah.
They're afraid maybe to do that.
So the Whale Sanctuary Project in Nova Scotia has offered to rehome the orcas in a netted off ocean environment, but the French government has not approved the plan.
What are you doing
Why? They
there?
just want them to sit there and die? Like,
I don't know, but if the Nova
is
Scotia,
agreeing to take them, like, let's get
Whatever.
a plane and a crane and an automobile and all the things to move the things.
I don't
I mean,
know
they're
how you
offering a
move.
natural habitat for them. Why wouldn't we just try to these are beautiful, majestic
Right.
I
creatures.
don't know.
The Whale Sanctuary Project in Nova Scotia, yeah, you said offered to rehome them. Animal rights groups warn that without immediate intervention, the orcas and the dolphins could face euthanasia due to the deteriorating environment. Oh my god.
This is like not Free Willy movie at all.
No.
It's not
No.
Free Willy vibes.
It's really sad. The French government expressed concerns about the cold temperatures in Nova Scotia, despite the orca's Icelandic lineage. Give me a break.
Give me a
Yeah, so you're
break.
gonna-
Is this
So in-
really the problem? You're saying we can't move them because they might get cold?
But not only that, but they have veterinary teams that will take care of that. And do you think Nova Scotia would have agreed to take them if they didn't think, oh, we got this?
Yeah.
This seems very silly. I think part of it might be because the French it looks bad on them because they're
Well, it's going to
obviously
look worse. They're like basically in this like.
if they don't move them and all of these marine mammals die, that is going to be
On their conscience.
yeah, you got blood on your hands there. You better move these animals out ASAP.
I'm going to tell you right now, stop it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Save those whales.
That's a-
France.
That's a big
And
bad.
Japan, jump in there. Come on, honey.
I don't know why. I don't know if it was thwarted by France that Spain and Japan couldn't take them, but like what the deal was there. But no, I don't like none of it.
We can't have them die. Not on my watch.
No, I don't
Rachel's
like it.
saying probably comes down to cost, which may be a thing. But if Nova Scotia, I'm pretty sure they could cover the cost.
Well, they said they'd take them, which means I'm assuming they'd
They're
foot
going to
the
cover
bill.
the cost unless there's something else, and the French government's like, okay, you can cover the cost, but like maybe there's like something that's not being said. Because, in situations like that with governments and stuff,
Listen.
there's always stuff happening back here.
No, here's first of all, and y'all know what's going to happen now.
I know she's numbering.
First of all,
Oop.
if this ban occurred, right, which it did, no
Yeah.
more marine mammal shows.
Grandfather them in.
Well, no, what I mean is all of these animal rights organizations and these activists, and you would know this even from your own like local connections with like tail waggers.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care about the money. They go and they help.
Right.
I've never seen an animal activist group who's been like, you know what? It's my day off. These people don't.
No.
They just
No.
go and they do, and they find a way to get the money.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to say that it's because of some bill, and I'm not talking about people in the comments, I'm talking about the French government or whomever, I don't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Could
I don't believe that one
You
bit.
know what'll happen next? It'll be like what's that? They just went and because they just passed a bill to close down the Beagle laboratory testing.
yeah.
The white coat, that's like they call them a terrorist organization, but they go in and they sneak into these labs and free these animals.
Yeah.
There's gonna be I'm sure there's one for whales and dolphins. So you don't think they're gonna go in there and try to bust them out?
They can't because if you look at how it's landlocked,
Oh.
they can't do that. So I think that's why they're trying to say like we can provide transport. So the French government needs to get things right with the Nova Scotians.
So
No.
we're all team Nova
I've got
Scotia.
it. You get a container, one of those like container home containers.
Shipping containers.
Lord.
With the helicopter, you
Oh,
drop
my.
it down into the. Listen to me now, and drop it down in there. The orca will swim in, lift it up, Put it over in the sanctuary in the fresher water. Boom. I mean, I'm using resources that are already there. I don't know why. Everyone looks to me for world change. I'm here. Let's bring it back to St. Johns County, though. How about it?
We're all a little
Welcome back to the show where the only thing more advanced than my great ideas and sarcasm is the curriculum under threat in St. Johns County.
Yeah, this definitely is close to home because I've already gotten countless emails from our local Nice High School about cuts in basic budget funding that is keeping advanced placement, the arts, cultural classes, all of the different programming that our kids need. I know the IB program is in jeopardy, the AP program, like all of these, and it's insane to me that we're going to have cuts in funding that are directly related to the classes that our kids should be taking, especially those that want to go on to advanced, college. So,
well, district officials are arguing that the cuts are based on inaccurate data regarding student performance on the program's effectiveness.
Yeah.
Superintendent Tim Forson emphasizes that while the programs won't be eliminated, growth and expansion will be hindered.
Yeah, 17,000 students are enrolled in advanced programs, highlighting their importance in the district, but state legislators are proposing to reallocate these funds as a part of a broader project and broader budget adjustment, including potential tax reductions.
Yeah.
Look, as a parent, I know why I pay my taxes. That money goes in. It is for education. More of it should be allocated to those teachers if we want to talk about budgeting. And you need to stop taking away classes and other programs that are here to support our kids so that they have a better chance at going on and furthering their education, whether that be at a tech or trade school or at a four-year college. But why are you trying to be taking money from the kids?
So it's interesting. They got to look at that budget. They obviously have to sharpen their pencil, and they're going to have to rob Peter to pay Paul and some of those things, and especially teacher enrichment, something that I take very seriously. Teachers need raises out there.
Yeah.
We're not holding on to these quality veteran teachers because we're paying the newbies, the new teachers that sign up to be a teacher are getting paid at least $10,000 to $12,000 more than some of the veteran teachers. So if you were a vet teacher, which you are, you'd be pissed.
I'd leave.
This happened this started happening many years ago. There was a time where I had been teaching for 5 or 6 years, and the new teachers that came in were already making more than I had been making in the 5 years that I was there. And that's not new. It's a problem, but it isn't new. And if you want to know the truth about the state of Florida, I believe we are still the lowest paid in terms of teacher salary.
It's crazy.
I don't know if that's
We're definitely lower on the list.
I remember, years ago when I taught, we were the lowest paid state in the United States. I don't know if that's still the case, but we need to do a lot of work when it comes to Florida's education.
Yeah. Well, we're going to jump real quick to our great friends at Great Expectations.
It's so important when you're going through a transition like that to communicate what is most important when you're looking for your new space. So for some people, it's the features of the home, but for a lot of people, it's so much more than that. It's the features of the neighbors or the community, or whether it's an HOA or a non-HOA. There's a lot of, moving parts to that type of transition.
And on a side note, just so you know how invested myself and my husband, the business manager, are in this, he was actually an assistant principal who dealt directly with student performance on testing that generated additional funding from the state. And they're obviously trying to relocate and redirect these funds so that they aren't going towards the programs that help kids with higher education. And that is dirty. Next.
Well, now we heard from Great Expectations, which we have a great sunny day, but we have from Duval to the Den, Nice's new power play. We've got Kelvin Mims, who has officially been named the new athletic director at Nice High School in Ponte Vedra. He replaces Matt McCool, who was now the principal at Valley Ridge, and that move makes room for fresh new faces over at Nice. Pretty exciting. Mims comes from a long tenure of Duval County Public Schools, serving most recently as the executive director of school leadership and previously as principal of Sandalwood High School.
Yeah.
Cool.
So he's a graduate of Bethune-Cookman University, earned his master's from UNF,
Nice.
So it's all local roots.
Yeah.
And serious street cred. He has been praised for being student focused. I'm interested to see how this goes, as I do have kids in Nice High School.
Oh, in the Neath, yes.
Yeah. So for
Go
me,
Panthers.
this is interesting. Yep, we are. We're the Panthers, the Panther Den.
That's hot.
It's funny because my oldest son, his mascot in elementary school was it a panther or a
Cougar.
What? Cougar.
Oh, that's
cougar.
hot. Oh, I love it.
It went from cougar to panther in high school to now they were the Tigers, then a panther, and now FIU are a panther.
Oh,
So he's been a cat.
very cat-like.
He's very cat.
9 lives of education. I love it.
For his whole career. So this is interesting, but we wish him well.
Yeah.
We're excited he's part of the Panther family, and we are, on the sidelines cheering for him and his whistle.
That is super exciting.
Yes.
All right. Well, it's time in the show to announce our big winner. I'm very, very excited for this one. So let me see.
He's pulling up his wheel generator of fun.
Right.
and winners.
We're gonna have to spin the
He's
wheel.
spinning wheel. Would you like a drum roll?
Yeah.
Yes. And the winner of the Spice and Tea Exchange Super Duper Prize Pack goes to brand new grandma, Vicki LeGrand. Oh, congratulations, Vicki. I believe you're out in Texas somewhere, but congratulations for winning the big box. That is so exciting. I know she's a big Spice and Tea fan. She messaged me about a week ago and said that she ordered some things, but this is exciting.
That's so funny. She had
Yes.
ordered. Look at you getting a double up on your Spice and Tea fun.
Oh, I'm so excited
That's
for her.
adorable.
Congratulations, Miss Vicki, and congratulations on the new baby. That's amazing.
Vicki, when you get the tea,
Yeah.
take a pic.
Yeah.
Hashtag the FYP.
You can do it.
Hashtag the Sunny.
I love it.
Hashtag all the things. We're just so excited for you. We will get this in the mail. And when I say we, Davey, very
Yes,
shortly.
It'll be very, very special.
Yeah. Don't forget to text Sunny to 904-227-4422 so that you can get in on all of the giveaways and all the fun things that we're doing here in sunny St. John's.
And if you want the scoop on all the giveaways before everybody else, you got to follow us on Instagram, sunnyst.johns, and the Facebook, all one word, sunnyst.johns. And the TikTok, you got an extra dot, so it's sunny.st.johns. And we got to give a big shout out to the people that make this show possible. Who's on the top of the list?
We've got STA Lab, Bailey Group, Old Town Trolley, Bin 39, About Face, Zone Cheer, All Stars for that sibling discount.
I love it. Great Expectations, Realty and Auction, Flashes and Brilliance, Spice and Tea Exchange, Epic Behavioral Healthcare, Emma Concerts Associations, and our fierce and fabulous friends over at Panache.
All right, guys. So we had a great day today.
Yes.
Lots of stories.
Awesome.
We're also going to have some follow-ups for you at some point with these like El Stinkos
Yeah.
and some of these others. But tune in. We're calling it afternoon.
The late afternoon
The late
show.
afternoon
yes,
show.
at 5 o'clock p.m. We will have Things with a Doorway.
Yes, afternoon delight. And then again tomorrow, 8 a.m.
Bye, Sunnies.